It's March of 1939 in Bergen County, and high schoolers across the county are transitioning from winter to spring. The change of seasons brings not only better weather, but a turning of the page on the sports calendar. To fans of the great American pastime, that means baseball season is upon us. The old-timers have begun to size up the high school landscape and do their best to handicap expectations for the upcoming season. The exciting news this offseason was the expansion of the NNJIL, adding 2 schools to the league lineup. Teaneck and Tenafly joined Englewood, Hackensack, Rutherford, Ridgefield Park, Leonia, and Cliffside Park. The 2 had been petitioning to join the league for 5 years and were chosen over Lyndhurst and East Rutherford, which had only recently submitted applications to join the senior schoolboy circuit. Ironically, it was the resignation of Ridgewood High from the league that opened the door for the 2 new schools to join. Just as exciting for fans of the Teaneck Highwaymen was the announcement by Principal Dr. Lester N. Newland that the school would have a new baseball coach for its inaugural NNJIL season. Charles O. Knapp, who was one of the greatest athletes to ever play at Drexel University, where he received 13 varsity letters while a student there, was hired to replace Coach Salerno. After starring at Drexel, Knapp went on to play quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles and even had a stint as a catcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. Knapp was chosen to lead both the football and baseball teams at Teaneck High. Art Johnson wrote at the time that the hiring of Knapp skyrocketed the stock of Teaneck High School in the athletic mart to unprecedented heights. Unfortunately, Coach Knapp did not inherit much talent at Teaneck. The 1938 squad was unremarkable in a weaker league and finished with a record of 9 wins and 8 losses. And Knapp did not appear too optimistic when it comes to his Teaneck High School squad entering the 1939 season. Consensus among the league analysts is that Englewood would dominate the season, as they had 5 returning stars from last year's squad, including Captain Ray Steinbacher, who was an all-state center fielder last year. Traditional powerhouse Hackensack, coached by Pat DeZenzo, was rebuilding, as he had only 1 returning starter in Carl Padovano, but had 90 boys trying out for the squad this year, and big things were expected of Danny Dawson, a curveball artist. 8 veterans returned for Ridgefield Park, led by southpaw Al Deuce. Leonia is expected to be the strongest team defensively, but pitching remains a big question mark. The outlook for Teaneck is not as bright. Although they have 7 lettermen returning, only 1 is a pitcher. Knapp knows a little something about pitching as a former major league catcher. Those that follow the league closely view the squad as just an average team. But the one bright spot could be that lone hurler, returning for his senior season. His name is James Sloan, but they call him Big Jim. Standing head and shoulders above his teammates at 6 feet and 1 inch, Sloan sported a record of 6 wins and no losses as a junior, which makes him one of the best mound prospects in the entire county. He's a big, raw-boned chap with a live fastball, and his spectacles and imposing mound presence have drawn comparisons to Major Leaguer Danny McFadden. He will need run support and a strong defense if he is to replicate last year's success, however. He'll rely on returning lettermen up the middle for that support. Andy Cordero behind the plate, Johnny Mangini at second, Johnny Thompson at short, and Butch Zimmerman in center field should provide the leather and the wood behind Sloan. Tony Capasso in left field should provide a big bat, and Bill Kreider, who was a junior high school standout, could make an impact at first base. Left-handed hitting Don Snyder has shown the most pop in his bat early this spring and should fill the opening at third, but right field seems to be up for grabs just days before the season is about to begin. The Highwaymen will begin play on April 11th against Lodi at Diamond Park in Little Ferry. Before then, the results of several intra-squad and league scrimmages should serve to illuminate the opening day lineup.